Hey everyone, so this is Kazzy's Sunday morning quick fix for the world. An idea. Let's get rid of all the narcissists that's in power. Put empaths in place, and I bet this world would be such a different place. Quick fix, sustainable, easy. I reckon that sort out a lot of our problems. Yeah, even the cat agrees. Don't you, Sappy? Yeah. It's quite mad, really. It really is. When are we going to actually realise that this world is run by narcissists, toxic people that are out for their own gain? We see it day in, day out. The price is going up. We're having to work harder and harder for longer and longer for a pittance. Where's all this money going? Where's it going? It's not going back to the people. It's going in narcissistic pockets and bank accounts and narcissists. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a rant. It's simple and easy though. I don't know why people just don't actually realise this. I suppose we're only just realising about narcissistic behaviour, I suppose. But the more we see it out and about in the media, the more it's going to feed out into the politics and into world leaders and big companies and all this, Yeah, I reckon it will. It's starting to, but we just need to recognise it a bit quicker for this world to get better faster. We need to start actually looking at these people from a psychological point of view. Are they fit to actually run, the country, the world, whatever? It's mad. Why would we let some people like that do that to us? We're seeing it every day in everything that we do. The hardship that we're all suffering from, the restrictions, the wars, the poverty, the crime, everything. It's just ridiculous. A lot of people nowadays, their mental health is due to the state of this world, People that have been finding families are finding it so hard now, especially after the pandemic, being in lockdown. They've discovered what it's like to have depression, to find it, themselves in a state where they can't make ends meet, wondering what they're going to do from one day to the next, panicking about food, panicking about electric and gas and fuel and the health, are they going to be living? The family's going to be died, in the next minute, going to be dead, from all sorts of things, pandemics, wars, crime, shootings, murder, all sorts of crap, it's just, it's in the media constantly, it's on the news constantly, you can't get away from it, you go out your front door, there's crime, there's people kicking off at each other on the streets and things like that, it's all narcissistic, toxic behaviour. Why can't we see that link? My mind just goes to bits at why we can't see that link. Why aren't we putting that together, connecting the dots and seeing that all these toxic people, it's like, in our country, Boris Johnson, he's a liar. He's a barefaced liar. He's showing all the toxic, narcissistic signs. And he's running our country. He's looking after people. He's looking after the sick. He's looking after the vulnerable. But he's not. He doesn't know how to. He doesn't care about people. He just cares about himself and his image. It's self-sufficient behaviour, selfish. It's horrible, you can't have people in power like this, but this is who we're putting in power. They say all this, blah, blah, blah. It's exactly the same as a narcissist. They'll barefaced lie to your face to tell you everything you want to hear. But then when it comes down to it, when it comes to the actions, they go the complete opposite, They take everything from you. And then make you feel guilty for them doing it to you, It's mad. It really is. No wonder there's so many people that have got mental illnesses, that are taking their own lives, that can't see a future. that are in such despair they don't know what to do, you know? I've been there. It's horrible. I know I can laugh about it now, you know, because I'm getting a grip on my own mental state. And I can understand the process and the patterns of life, and everything that goes on around me. And once you do that, you start seeing the atrocities of just people in general. Not all people, obviously. I'm just saying the narcissists, the toxic people in general. You know how they manipulate and take, and that's all they do, and that's what these people in power are doing. It just seems very, very stupid for us to let these people have those positions of power over us, over the whole world. You know, we've been in this state for God knows how many hundreds of years now, you know. It's not doing any good. You know, wars and taking over land and for resources, oil and gas and gold and jewels and, you know, metals. Man eat man, isn't it? That's what it is. Dog eat dog, whatever it is. That's what this world is about, you know, survival of the fittest. No, it shouldn't be like that. We've gone through that stage, going through fucking caveman stage, you know, and we're still in that stage, caveman stage, Neanderthals running around, trying to survive, you know, from day to day. We don't need to be like that anymore. We don't need to fight. We don't need to go and take somebody else's stuff because we want it, because there's money in it, you know. It's just like your neighbour coming over and nicking all your stuff out of your house because they haven't got it and they want it and they want to sell it on for something else. Or they want to have that status that they've got this, that and the other, you know? We're just having governments doing it to us instead, you know, nicking all our money and taking it for themselves and living in luxury, you know, and laughing at us for it. Oh yes, I have all my slaves and they bring me all my money for me and I've got all this and all that and I haven't had to lift a finger, you know, and I've led my way all the way through it and I've hurt all these people and I've killed all these people and I don't have to be accountable for it either. You know, he's in the perfect job, Boris Johnson, isn't he? You know, perfect job for a narcissist. He thinks he's God. He's playing God, which a lot of narcissists do. You know, they think they are the be all, the end all, and the centre of the universe. The world, everything revolves around them, and it's not. That's not the case at all. And they will do everything and anything to keep themselves in that position, because that's how they get their feed. You know, yeah, it's horrible. It really is horrible. I've got to laugh about it, or else I'll start ripping my hair out. You have to. It's just that idiotic, that stupid, that we as a race are putting these people in charge of looking after us, looking after our lives on a daily basis, and they're killing us off, but making us earn everything for them in the process and giving us fuck all back, you know? It's sad to watch, it's sad, it's horrible. It's horrible to live in it. People need to wake up to the narcissistic behaviour that's going on through the systems, the social systems everywhere in this world. It's just toxic. It needs to change. We need to put empaths in power, people that actually care about other people, people that care, you know, if somebody dies, you know, and not just a statistic on a piece of paper, you know, on a graph, you know, on a pie chart, or, you know, no, these are human lives. These are people that have got families and, you know, that have given and given and given and given and given, and then they have their life taken away from them and have everything else taken away from them, you know. Or even before they die, they have everything taken off them, you know. It's like when you get put in care, you've got to pay so much for care. You know, people have got to sell their houses. They've got nothing left there at all. And they die in a care home with absolutely nothing. And the treatment that they get for it is absolutely disgusting. It's not care. It's just somewhere to put someone until they die. And you take all their money off them while you're doing it. And it's fucking horrible. In all sorts of aspects, you know, we're getting ripped off left, right and centre. It's not just the care system. It's everywhere. Housing, they charge over the top for housing, and when you need repairs and you're living in a damp place, freezing cold, you're being told you need to save energy, but how can you save energy when your house isn't energy efficient? But then your housing association is telling you yes it is, but the certificates are saying no it's not. And then they're saying, oh no, well, we don't need to renew that certificate until you've moved out the property, so we don't have to do that work. It's fucking ridiculous. There's just so much I can go on and on. But sorry, I'm having a rant. Yeah, but it's a rant in the right sort of rant. It's a way to move forward. And the more people that realise that these toxic people, they need to be dealt with in a certain way. They need to be not given positions of authority over so many people, or anybody really, I mean, I know they have their perks, I suppose, they're go-getters, they're ruthless when it comes to business and things like that. But, look what they're doing to people. Look what they're doing to the economy and society, This world is in such a state because they're just too greedy. It's just horrible. And it needs to change. It really does. We need to wake up to all of this. We need to be able to put balance back. Whether it's all one-sided, very one-sided. The rich against everybody else. And I don't mean just rich in general. I mean world leaders against everybody else. I don't want to be accusing people just because they're rich. It's the toxic people behind the power. Yeah, it's horrible. I don't have to explain it to people that know. You know exactly what you're going through. But we all need to wake up, very much so. Anyway, I've had my rant. I'll stop waffling. And I do apologise. Thank you for listening. I shall see you later. Bye-bye.